when you go to America, you meet wonderful people. Everywhere you go, you'll meet very friendly people who will give you half of their lunch any day of the week. The only problem is they don't have a chance to get more information. They don't get a chance to travel. They don't get a chance to see the rest of the world. They are somewhat isolationist by choice or by money. And so I came to Russia every single time I was asked and learned more and more and more and became more interested in what makes you all tick. And the one time I came to Russia, it was a perfect disaster. I take this very seriously. The only thing I don't take seriously in my life is me. I take an audience very seriously. I don't want you to riot, I don't want you to be bored, and I don't want to disappoint you. And so years ago, I had an amazing promoter, British guy, married a Russian woman. He lives in Moscow. He's fascinating and brilliant. And he used to put on band shows for me. And he called me once. He said, have an idea. How about you come to Moscow and you do 2 speaking dates without your band? And I said, how do you think that's going to go? I mean, what is the level of English being spoken in Moscow? In that, how many people can you get to be interested to sit and listen to me talk? And he said, who knows? The only way we'll know is if we try it. And I really like this guy because he's always a little dangerous. He didn't sugarcoat. Oh, it'll be fine, Henry. You'll be greeted with like people throwing flowers on stage and lots of hugs. I said, I don't know, man. But if you're up for it, I am. And I like that truth. So I said, another excuse to go to Russia. I'm in. And so I get there, and I said, so how does this work? And he said, I booked this amazing auditorium, and I have a translator. You're going to speak, Peter is going to translate. I said, okay, so it's the first of 2 shows. I get to the venue early. It looks like the UN. It's like this weird, kind of consorted, it looks like a convention center, and it's way too big for the 80 people that are going to show up. And so I said, let me meet Peter, the translator, because he and I need to speak for hours so he can understand what I'm going to talk about and how I'm going to speak. And so I meet Peter, and what I think is going to be a 2-hour conversation about what I'm going to say, English to Russian translation. The conversation was about 50 seconds. I said, hey, Peter, I'm Henry. Hello. How is your English? And he did this. Pretty good. And I went, oh, no. And I said, Nick, we're screwed. He went, this is going to be difficult. And so Peter is coming through a PA system that's going into the single headphones that you see people wear at the UN. And it's a bunch of 75-year-old people who must have thought, we're attending a lecture from some profound American. And I walk out on stage and people are clutching this single earphone like it's like a life preserver. And I look up and there's Peter's face coming out of what is the projection booth. And I start talking and he's just staring at me. And I keep talking and he's just staring at me. And you see people holding the earphone like, it's not working. It is. He's just not saying anything. And a few minutes in, I'm saying Russian things. And now I'm back to silence. And it was excruciating. And these people were in hell. They're trying to understand me with one ear, and they're praying for Peter to make them understand in the other. And as the show went on, it was miserable. Minutes passed like hours. I was hot in my clothes. I was sweating. I felt so bad for wasting these people's time. And we had to do it 2 nights. And I get off stage and I have no memory of what I said to any of those people. So I'm just sitting there burning hot with disappointment and shame. And so I said, well, that's it. I got off stage and people were like, I'm just glad it's over, I can leave now.